Welcome to another episode of Comedy Wham Presents. With me, your host Valerie, and sometime kitty co-hosts Miss Purrington and Mookie are back at home. We're recording from Fallout Theater's podcast studio. Thank you, Fallout. ComedyWham.com is your place to go for features about all Austin comedy. In addition to podcasts, Comedy Wham brings you articles, album reviews, show reviews, our advice column, our listing of festivals from across the country and the world, our FPIA contest page, and my articles for the Austin Chronicle, thebarbedwire.com, and the San Antonio Current about the Austin and Central Texas comedy scenes. Our most popular feature is our events page for live comedy shows in Austin, Houston, and DFW, where 100% of the entries you see come from comics and producers. Click the Submit a Show button from the top of the homepage or events page to fill out the survey to get your show listed. It's free and easy. Tag us on your Instagram stories and we'll share your show promo to our followers. We also offer paid promo pushes on Instagram. Speaking of events, come check out our new passion project show, Improv Vintage. Bring an item and watch it come to life in fully improvised scenes. And we are at Fallout Theater on the first Wednesdays of every month. Want to support these resources we provide? You can donate to Comedy Wham on Venmo or Patreon. Click the Support CW icon on our homepage to see the ways that you can help us. Our podcast was launched in 2016 to bring you funny people and their stories. As a fan, I like to delve into a comic's background and motivations, and we usually take a detour along the way. Consider the interview a way for you to get to know the folks that make the Austin comedy scene one of the best in the country. If you like this podcast, please rate and review us. Today, we are officially kicking off our 2025 Moontower Comedy Festival series with someone who's making his festival debut this year. I can't believe I'm saying these words out loud, but he got his start at 11 years of age in North Carolina. He's opened for a who's who of performers like Bill Bellamy, Tracy Morgan, Ralphie May, and Sinbad. He's the youngest comic to release a dry bar comedy special. And he's now based here in Austin, and I recently got to check him out as he was headlining at the Red Room at Cap City, and it was a delight. It was funny. It was not a delight. That's whatever. Okay. And now Comedy Wham presents our guest, Caleb Elliott. Welcome.
Hello. Oh my gosh, I can hear everybody cheering.
They are. Oh wait, hold on. We have the there we go.
Oh, come on.
There we go. We got a clap. Everybody's clapping. They're so excited. They're like, oh my God, he's finally a Moontower.
I love it. Yeah, I'm excited. Thank you so much for having me. I'm looking forward to it.
Caleb, I kick these off most every time, and you're so young that I don't. You don't have that many years to look back on, but one word to describe your past.
Oh my gosh. I was ready for just about every question except that. I'm gonna be a little church kid for a second, but blessed, man. I think I've been super blessed. And for not praying people, you could say lucky. I've been very lucky as well.
Yeah.
To be able to do a lot of the things I've done in my life. Man.
Yeah.
I'm truly blessed.
I know a few people. I have an online friend who's in North Carolina, and I've never met her in person.
That's very cool.
But I just love like the whole, like she's so polite. She's also like super political.
Yeah.
But it's like that balance. And I just love that. To me, North Carolina represents like a warmth. But I've never been there. So you grew up there.
Yes, I did.
And you're a brand new transplant to Austin.
I am. Yeah, so, pretty new. New.
So you went from one kind of southern state to another different southern state. Has it been a culture shock?
A little bit. I'm from the country for real. Like Austin is a city still.
Oh, okay.
You know, I mean, it's not compared to all the cities in the world, it's not too big, but coming from the country, I mean, it is a big culture shock. Like I can, DoorDash at any time in the day. If I order something on Amazon, it'll come the next day, It's a lot more homeless than, where I'm from. Like, I'm truthfully, like, people don't take that into consideration, but I'm really, like, from the country. I lived in Raleigh for about 3 years, which is a city, but it's still pretty small in comparison. But when I go home, I don't think I really realize it until I go home now, seeing, living also for a little while. I'm from the sticks, man. That's another way to say it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can relate to that because where I grew up, I mean, it was a little town. It's 12,000, but it was the sticks at the time, and now it's a full-on suburb.
Where are you from?
It's a little town called Burleson. It's in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Got you.
But it
That's
used
cheating.
to be like super far. Well, yeah, but it used to be super far.
No, that makes sense.
And if you went there today, it's like it's basically Fort Worth.
Got you.
But everybody's got a horse kind of thing. And everybody's got a truck.
Same thing. So my first job was on a horse farm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
All my uncles are jockeys. Where I'm from is like big horse country, big golf country.
Okay.
And so, I'm from the country.
Wow, you really are.
Yeah,
really?
For sure. Like people, I don't think, because also too, when people aren't from the South like that, the Southeast, they like don't understand like North Carolina's still very much the South because of the name. People are confused often, but it is it is the country.
Yeah. So you were alive. I just have to get straight to it because it's like I like to ask, so tell me about your childhood. Tell me, did you perform? And for you, the answer is, starting at age 11.
Yeah.
What was it about your first decade that you could tell us about, like this itch to perform?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think I just liked attention. I think I just liked attention because it took me a long time, I would say years, to realize that stand-up was this big thing. Even that it was a career that you could do. I think that took me a long time to realize, or that it was like available to me being in North Carolina. But as a kid, when you do something that young, like nobody in my family was performers or anything like that. Like truthfully, I just saw stand-up on TV and I was like, oh, I think I could do that. Because I was always funny. Yeah. As funny as you could be as a 10-year-old, 11-year-old.
Sure.
But how it started was basically, so my parents had sent me to a debate camp from
Okay, we're going to be best friends. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I don't know if you realize that, but yes, we're now officially best friends.
Come
yes,
on.
I was a debater.
Really? Yep, I love that. Yep. That's so awesome here. Yeah, I love speech and debate. And so my parents sent me to debate camp. That was my first introduction to debate. And I don't know why they did it. I'm pretty sure they were just trying to get me at the house, honestly, over the summer. But I went the summer going into like your middle school year, like 6th grade. So I was probably 10 at the time, and they had a form of speech. It's called humorous interpretation. And that's where you basically, for the audience, that's where you give a speech basically, but it's and it's a monologue, but it has to be funny, And so one of the counselors at the time, he wrote this speech on the wolf from Little Red Riding Hood and the wolf's perspective, and he was like defending himself, and it was just super. If you were 10, it was crushing, And so I kind of, not only did I do like public forum, but I wrote a speech. I did humorous.
So my son also ended up doing debate, and PF was his event.
Yes.
I could never understand it. I tried judging it once.
Really?
Never got it because I was a CXer.
Okay,
so that was my background. And I just could never. Okay.
Interesting. Right, yeah, that's really cool though. I think that's unique. I feel like it was most appealing to me, but
yeah.
I did public forum, but also in that I asked him if I could do humorous interpretation, like if I could try it out. And so I wrote a speech. Like the speech in my delivery, I was basically like a news reporter.
Okay.
And so I was like reporting on like Barney, Dora, Max, and Ruby. That was like the speech. And so Barney had like beat a kid at a Chris Brown concert with a beer bottle and, da-da-da. And if you were a 6th grader, it was hilarious. So then one day my dad, I think he showed me like Ricky Smiley.
Okay.
Ricky Smiley was doing like church comedy. He was a Def Jam comic that used to work with Steve Harvey and a whole bunch of people. And my dad showed it to me, and then I was like, "Oh, that's funny." And then my school had a talent show coming up again, probably a year later. And I was like, for the talent show, I want to do that speech because I like the attention I got from the speech. And I was like, "Oh, I'll just do the speech and I'll say it's stand up." Right, so that was like the first thing I did. But I was very comfortable, and I don't know why. I think I just had an innate thing for it. But I was super comfortable, and it went really well. So the parents running the talent show, they let me perform twice. So they were like, "Hey, you did such a good job. We're gonna let you do the first part, but we want you to write another part for the second half." So I didn't know how to write jokes, nor did I know the rules. So I did a lot of John Reap's jokes, R.I.P. I did a lot of like other people's jokes that I just saw online, and then so I made like 2 kind of stand-up sets. And then, and then that was kind of the start of it. So it's been going well ever since.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's you have alluded to it a couple of times. You've mentioned church.
Yeah.
Is that something that was strong in your background too?
Yeah, it was definitely in my background. I'm a church goer. My family was, but my parents, they did a good job at like allowing us to pick what we wanted to do in our lives. I think both my parents were very like, growing up, they were very like told what to do. Like you have to go to college, you have to go to church and pursue. Once we got like around 10 or 11, whatever we were interested in or where they saw that we had the best gifts and stuff was what my parents really kind of cultivated in us. And so I wanted to do stand up, and then churches became a part of my life just because in the South, everybody kind of does it. But then that's also like a different form of community and a big space for that. And so I kind of, for a long time, like pursued those things simultaneously, like especially too, like I was in ministry at one point. I was going to school for ministry.
Wow.
I know, surprise. I was like a children's director.
No better way to get attention, right?
Exactly.
Because you're ahead of the space.
Right. And I was a children's director for a really big church in my hometown, and but I was pursuing that really because stand up. I mean, I had done a lot in stand up, but I did everything I kind of knew to do. Just being in North Carolina, you know, like a lot of comics where I'm from, they drop everything and then they leave and go to New York or go to Chicago to chase their dreams. That just wasn't really an option for me. I had no money. I didn't have a way of making money.
Yeah.
I wasn't really great in school. And so ministry became not just a big part of my life, but also the thing I knew to do for income. I mean, I was just good at it, you know. So I know that sounds weird, but yeah, that was a big part of my life.
If you leaned into the fact that you're from the country, there's probably not a lot of open mic spots in the country.
100%.
You can't pursue stand-up in the traditional way if you're going to be, you know, in your home environment.
Yeah. So so a good example of that is I started at 11. I would do like a coffee shop here and there. I would do family events. I would do talent shows, whatever. And then when I was 14, my dad had heard of a comedy club for the first time. And we ended up, he heard that they had an open mic. So he drove me to Goodnight's Comedy Club in Raleigh.
Okay.
He asked me, he was like, "Hey, you want to try it out?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, let's try it." And so the club was very favorable to me. I had a good amount of practice, so I was decent, or at least
you were 3 years in.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, I was comfortable at least. You know? I won't say I was great, but I was comfortable enough that people were it was interesting to watch. And but that was, we would drive an hour and 30 minutes every week to do, you know, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 7 minutes of stand up. And that was about it. Like this is 2009, 10.
Okay.
And so now a lot of places have good scenes and stuff like that. North Carolina at the time didn't, nor did we really know what a scene was. Like we just kind of went to the club, did the mic. I'd be able to work with people on the weekends, which was super cool. The owner was super favorable to me just because I think he saw something in me.
Yeah.
And so, they're pretty much for like, anytime you come, you get time. Anybody you want to meet, you can meet. Back then, the clubs were, more clubs were independent too, so they could do stuff like that, which was awesome. But because of that, I got to work with a lot of people and get a lot of knowledge, like just super young.
Yeah.
So like first time I worked with Sinbad was 15, Bill Bellamy was 14, Donnell was Rawlings, I worked with him 16, Cheryl Reap 16. All this is like throughout high school, which was super cool. And I just learned so much. Ralphie May, I was probably 16. And it was cool. I just got to hang and watch these legendary comics perform.
It's such a different mindset to be doing this while you're still in high school.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not talking about the football game from, the past weekend. You're talking about, hey, I got, I worked with Ralphie May or,
Yeah.
I'm very curious anytime I talk to somebody that's started before they were, even allowed to go into the club.
Yeah.
And major kudos to your mom and dad for, supporting and encouraging you, and especially making those drives and sitting there suffering through open mics along with you. Was there ever a time where, like, you're on the drive home, mom or dad are like, that one person, I don't know?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. 100%. Like my dad, because I liked it a lot, he kind of became a student of it as well. And that would became like my football practice was just driving to
the play-by-play.
Yeah.
Wow.
Every time. And he really did a good job at, like, I was never like one of those kids where my dad was like, you have to do it, so you gotta go be famous. That's not true at all. But he did do a good job of being like, hey, if this is what you want to do, this is what it takes. It's going to take some effort. It's going to take some work.
Yeah.
Just because you're being funny and having fun doesn't mean that it's not a job still, and take effort. So he did a good job at helping me practice and making me do it and things like that when I didn't want to or wanted to be lazy.
Yeah. You have such a calm demeanor about you, both like here talking with me, but also, on stage. Your demeanor is just a very calm, like you could probably read children's books and, okay. Everybody would be very chill.
Yeah.
What was a moment from, those early days when you got to work with a big name? Like, what was excitement for you to that, this opportunity is coming your way, and you're not 18?
Yeah, it was always a starstruck experience, Like I had really done stand up before I saw it live, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Like I just saw it on TV and then started doing it. And so I remember the first headline show I saw was Bill Bellamy, actually. To be able to work with him. I'd seen him on Def Jam and stuff, but I was 14 and the owner's like, you can come, you sit, watch the first show, we'll put you on the second. And I at the time, Ali Sadiq, who's
fabulous.
He's amazing. He was a opener on the tour. They did the Ladies Night Out tour at the time. And there was another comic on there. His name's Jay Reed. He's out of LA. He's very funny as well. But I remember watching the three of them perform for the first time in front of a sold out room, small, 250 seater. And it was the craziest thing I had ever experienced. Like I was talking to some friends of mine about this a couple of days ago, but I hope that I have more moments like that where I discover, what stand up is and how it feels to sit in the room and it's crowded. Like that's such an experience to have for the first time. And I'm like, one, I hope I give that to people, but I hope I get to find something else that's like, wow, I didn't even know that this is what this is. This is what this is. It truly was fantastic, So every time I got to work with somebody or go see a show or like there's so many different stories I could tell about each one of these people, and it's truly unbelievable, truly a moment in time.
Yeah. I don't know the backstory to any of those big names that you've talked about, but did any of them give you a piece of advice, that particularly stuck with you that, assuming they mostly started when they were of legal drinking age, so they compared to you later start. But was there a particular piece of advice, as they're looking at this young man who's, so young, and they shared a piece of advice that was particularly like memorable to you or that has actually stuck with you?
That's such a good question. And honestly, it's so hard because I think because I was so young, everyone was like eager to invest a little bit. So that I feel like every comic I met went in a teaching mode, and I'm so grateful for that. Yeah. The biggest person I met Sinbad when I was probably 15. I got to work with him. And I ended up touring with him later on in life. So like at the time I was too young to go on the road, but when I turned like maybe 20, 21, we ended up touring together for about 2 years, 2.5 years. And he easily invested probably the most in me, like just the most knowledge, the most advice. When I think about me being good at stand-up at all, I feel like he taught me
Wow.
the most of that. From it's big things to little things. Do you want something specific? I think I could try to think of something.
Let's do it.
The biggest thing I think Sinbad taught me, oh my gosh, that's just so good. It just popped in my head. Is to live your craft. So like stand up is an opportunity to be funny. It's a performance. It's a monologue. You know, it takes a lot of writing and skill and practice. But being funny is something you can do all the time. And so the goal, I think, for a comedian is to be funny in its movements and my thoughts and my articulation of my face and what I'm saying. And you can practice that interacting with people. You can practice that through your day.
Yeah.
You can think funny thoughts about whatever topic, whatever thing it is. Like our job is to take an ordinary situation. We're doing a podcast at a table. You know, how do I make this funny? And to constantly be in that state or that mode, like to live your craft. Like stand up is so ingrained in you, being funny is so ingrained with you that you innately do it all the time. You know, and that's something that Sinbad was very good at. You know, he was doing stand up all his life. I feel like I don't do that as well because I'm a very big on and off person, you know. But that's probably the best advice I got is like just being funny is half the battle. The monologue comes, the jokes come, all the other things you can learn, but to be like sit and just being funny, you know, that's a little more difficult, and that takes practice as well. So like if I go to the grocery store, can I make the girl checking me out laugh? You know, that's a part of being good at stand up as well. And yeah, that's probably the best advice I got from him, and then everything else, you know. He's fantastic.
What was it like for you the first time you got to go to a club without supervision?
Oh, it was pretty cool. Oh my gosh, I wish I could remember the like specific. I feel like honestly, it was weird. It was a little uncomfortable because I in a weird way, I mean, I was just always with my dad. You know, I think there was like a big like break by the time I went for the first time. Because I remember getting my license. I remember showing up and everyone was like, "Where's your dad?" And I was like, "He's not here. I can drive." But yeah, it was really uncomfortable. Honestly, I wish it was better. Because I just like because I was so young too. Nobody else was my age.
Yeah.
So like it wasn't like they were hanging with me or you know what I'm saying, all the other comics at least.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like they were like, you know, it wasn't like I had people to talk to. Everybody was grown. You know, so it would be, I would go and I'd sit with my dad and we'd talk and we watch stand up and then it'd be my turn. And then the house MC would talk to me. He'd give me some notes and some pointers. And then there's a couple of people I got to know pretty well. But being on my own the first time was pretty weird. I remember. Yeah. That's a good question, actually. I haven't thought of that before.
I do my best.
Yeah.
It sounds like writing was really important from like the very first moment from that talent show or even doing that debate camp. How has your writing evolved as you have like gone through puberty, gone through young adulthood, and how has that process changed for you?
A lot of older comics would insist on this when I was younger, and I used to hate it, but now I think I understand. But you have to have a little life under you to be able to talk about something, you know? And I used to just regret that so much because I was like, that's not, you can still be funny, you know, if I'm talking about Barney, Dora, Max, and Ruby.
Yeah.
But I feel like, not that I agree with it, but I do feel like being older, you know, having some life on me, you know, having to pay rent and know what a credit score is and dealing with relationships and blah, blah, does make you better at, have more to talk about, have more to write about, you know. And so that's probably the biggest thing is just I have more to say, more observations, more, you know, instructions about life in my act that I feel like I didn't have when I was younger, obviously. That's probably the biggest difference. I just got more to talk about because life is crazy.
It is crazy. Yeah. Compared to some of the names that you've mentioned, like I'm thinking Sinbad, Bill Bellamy, Tracy Morgan. They're super, super animated,
Yeah.
high movement
Yeah.
performers. I got to watch you at Cap City
Thank you for
headline.
coming,
That's such a great show.
Oh, thank you.
It was really, really good.
I appreciate it.
And your style is the word that I choose to describe not the comedy, but just your presence is control.
Wow.
Like you really hold the control of the audience because your pace of speaking is very, like I said, you're very calming, you're very polite. And I find it very fascinating. I love all spectrum of comedy. I love the people that are going crazy all over the stage.
Yeah.
But I am particularly fond of a comic that just kind of, plants a little bit. And I'm not saying you planted, but that is just kind of, here I am. And I'm going to talk at this very deliberate, measured pace. And for you, it's just the way you talk. But for, an observer, you're just talking very deliberately.
Yeah.
Very slowly. The word count is not necessarily high because you've got a lot of pauses and breaks. And to me, I like when a comic like exerts some control over the audience in that way.
Yeah.
Because it makes those laugh pops just
Thank you.
really fun. So
you make me blush.
So how was that of, your evolution as a comic when you're performing with these people that tend to be like super animated, very high energy, with your more deliberate style?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think that when you're younger in stand-up, you try to steal a lot of voices, you try to do what you see, which I think is good when you start off. But I'm just again, like you said, that's just how I am as a person. So the material, the stand-up, the presence is going to, manifest itself like that. Like I think if I ever attempted to be something that I saw with the people that I work with, it would just be so, unauthentic.
Yeah.
Not to say I didn't have moments where I was like, oh, I got to be a little faster, like, oh, I got to be more punchy, da. But no, it just wouldn't. It just none of that would stick for me in trying to figure out what my voice was naturally. So innately, it became, a little more controlled. I like that. I like that way of saying it. But also too, something I was so attracted to about stand-up was, I came up on YouTube stand-up, because that was all
Yep.
like that was all I had pretty much. And back then, this early YouTube, this like 2008, 2009 YouTube, so you could watch full anything, it was part 1, 2, 3 anything. So I watched a lot of Def Jam on YouTube, a lot of the Kings of Comedy, a lot of, Kevin Hart was popping at the time, a little bit of Patrice, like 2010, 2009, 10. And the thing I liked the most about the stand-up I saw was these dudes were cool. Like, I just wanted to be a cool person. Like, it seemed like to me, like, Def Jam was all the people who, like, in school, they were in the classroom, they were in the back of the class, they were cracking jokes, they were getting in trouble. And that was me. And I was like, oh, I want to be that kind of person. And so that's what I think that's what I hope I think I portray the most, is like, not only is he funny, and funny is the most important thing, but like, this is a cool dude. Like, he's so relaxed, he's so chill, and two, like, that style of stand-up I feel like is difficult to learn because it does take you being comfortable with the pause and being comfortable with silence. And that's something you learn with speech, and, that's a lot of technique of how to talk to an audience,
Yeah.
But it's a hard style to learn, I think, for people to get. I bet people would stray away from it. Like, in a pause, most comics will like talk through it or they'll rush to the next joke, But I think as for me, I feel more comfortable when I'm like, if you guys trust me, if we build a relationship and you trust me through the pauses and the lulls, we'll get to some funny parts, Yeah, and so it takes trust in yourself too.
That's a really good way of putting it for, anybody that's listening that like wonders, well, should I do something more slow and methodical?
Yeah.
You can't, I guess when you're like a super established person, maybe you can do this right off the get, but somebody starting up, off, I think you're astute in saying, building that trust.
Yeah.
That, yeah, I'm gonna go slow and I'm gonna leave some quiet space. But trust me.
Yeah.
You're gonna get rewarded.
100%. And I also feel like, and I just thought of this too, if you trust yourself, the audience will trust you.
Yeah.
Like they'll feel that like, oh, he's comfortable. Oh, he's not panicking. He's not rushing.
Yeah.
He's talking and we haven't, because audiences, they don't do a laughs per minute in their head. You know what I mean? They're not like, oh, we've gone this long without a pop. They don't know the difference.
Yeah.
So like, that's my style. Yeah. And I like it. I like doing it a lot. I feel like I'm pretty fast on stage, which is very funny.
Really?
And I'm so wrong about it. Nobody's ever said that, or like nobody's ever been like, you're flying. But when I'm on stage, there's definitely like an on version of me. Like I'm very like, it's like another comic who I got to work with, which is great, but Nate Bargatze I worked with for a little bit.
Oh, he's that slow, deliberate.
Yes. And it's funny because when you meet him, you go, oh, on stage you is on you. Like, that's you with a lot of energy. And that's you, like, enthusiastic and, And so I think that's, if someone watches me, that's my version of that too. Is like, even though it seems, really, methodical, melodic or whatever, I'm still like, oh, I got to perform, Yeah.
Is there a joke from your very early days that you still like you carry around with you?
There's one, and I do not do this anymore. Thank God. No, I'm kidding. There's a joke I wrote early on though, and it's a little hack. Like now that I've seen a lot of stand up, other people have had this same kind of deal. But it was dogs versus like white people owning dogs versus white people owning dogs. White people versus black people owning dogs. I'm sorry, I just had a stroke. But yeah, that was a joke that I was proud of that I did for a long time that I closed on that I'm so sick of now. But yeah, that one I liked. But I was never a great like writer. I think every stand up is gonna have things they're more naturally good at, And I feel like I was a good personality. I was always comfortable on stage. Yeah. I was always good at, taking my time and feeling confident and this, that, the other. And being funny, riffing, doing crowd work. But I wasn't a big like pen to paper person, and I feel like I still get better at that now. That's something you can gain though, and get better over time. But I feel like every comic has an area where they're like, oh, this is my weaker point. I gotta get better at this. Sometimes they're really good writers and that comfortable, or they seem nervous. So, but yeah, that's that joke in particular. I'm so sick of. But that one's I did it far too long. Honestly, I probably did it for 11 years. I don't know.
Oh wow,
something crazy. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Caleb, we're gonna take this as our little intermission.
Okay.
And we're gonna do this prompt game, and this is a card game. Where should we begin? And the way we're gonna do this is you're gonna point to one of these two cards.
Okay.
And go ahead and point to one of them, and then I'll continue with my instructions. Okay, so I'm going to read this one to you after you read this one to me to answer, and then you'll answer.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, wow. I yeah, this is a good one. I wish I could spend more money on.
Oh. Wish I could travel.
Oh, that's
love
nice.
Traveling.
Really?
Yeah.
Where would you go?
Oh, everywhere other than here, America. I'm a big traveler.
Oh, wow.
My son and I made a bucket list of all the places we want to travel to.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. So Japan, big one. New Zealand, big one. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. I think because I have to get on the plane for a job, I don't enjoy it as much. Yeah. It always feels like work. I've never had a vacation. Like I've never been like, I'm just going to go here for fun.
Yeah.
If anything, a vacation to me is, I don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think about that often. And sometimes I wish I could just stay at home and have that consistency of, getting up at the same time every day and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But I have to get on the plane.
Maybe one day the bug will hit and you'll be like, okay, I'll try this.
Maybe, hopefully, yeah.
If the
that'd be nice.
destination is fabulous enough, then
Yeah. New Zealand sounds amazing.
Yeah, I actually have been when I was way younger,
Wow.
but my son really wants to go as well, and I'm like, yeah, we should go, but that's a long flight.
Oh, I can only imagine. Yeah.
Yeah. Oof. Okay. Well, you may have already answered this. Your question, Caleb.
Mm-hmm.
I spend too much time.
Ooh. I spend too much time. I mean, in an airport is one answer I could use.
Sounds like it.
I could say that one. I do spend too much time on my phone. Cause it's such a problem. Like also too, as a performer, you know this well, but you're self-employed.
Mm-hmm.
And with being self-employed, you do not stop working. Like I was thinking today. I mean, I went to church this morning, then I went to a grocery store. And I had a little bit of time before I came here. And I just sat down and I was like, oh, there's so much stuff I have to do. There's so much emails I got to send. And this for the website and blah, and da. And I was like, then I got to write. And then I got to post something. And it's just, But for the most part, unfortunately, we carry a laptop with us everywhere we go.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, I mean, I spend too much time on my phone. I've been trying to be intentional about getting a lot of community, too, in Austin. And I like to have friends outside of stand up, outside the job.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I noticed the most is how much they're not on their phones. And I'm like, I have to do better. I got to figure this out.
Yeah, it is definitely a crutch. And I have like too many different activities that are all in the universe of comedy.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I can't be managing 500 Instagram accounts.
Yeah.
3 YouTube channels, and it's too much sometimes. And you have to be reminded to unplug.
I know, and I'm trying to do better. And that's the good thing about, I really like having friends outside of what we do, just to get a different perspective on life,
Yeah.
Because I do notice like, oh my gosh, I'm on my phone all the time, and I need to stop and be present and hang out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And one thing I've been doing, I saw this on TikTok, which is crazy. But
so all of the trends come from TikTok.
But they were talking about, it was a gentleman giving relationship advice that I thought was good, and I'm not in a relationship, but he said that whenever he speaks to his partner, he always looks her in the eyes no matter what. If he's doing something, whatever it is, every time she has his full attention. And I was like, I want to adopt that in my regular life, just to feel the people I'm with and care about, or whoever. I feel like that's respectful. Yeah. I'm from the South. I want to be polite, So that's something I've been intentionally doing is like, whenever I talk to someone, I'm not texting and talking. I'm not da-da-da-da. When the waitress gives me my thing, I don't just say thank you. I look her, I say thank you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's some advice that I really like. So I've been trying to do that.
Yeah, I think and because you're so much younger and the pandemic impacted you at a time when you're still basically developing as a human being.
Yeah.
Like I see it in my son. My son's 19. And I see the impact to his like ability to be social, and like he wants to be antisocial. He just doesn't want to go out. And for me, I'm the opposite. I work from home. I want to go out. I want to go like interact with a human being, and I want to make that eye contact. And my podcast has been going forever, and I absolutely hated doing these online because. I mean, yes, we can make eye contact, but it's not really the same.
It's not the same.
So, there's an interesting generational thing I think that the pandemic did to a lot of people, where it really forced them to be online, forced them to be addicted to their phones, and forget that there's this whole other universe of human interaction that's possible.
Mm-hmm. That's a better universe.
It is.
Yeah, it's better to be with people and it's a skill, it's a comfort that you have to gain as well. Like that's something I learned. Like if I'm trying to be intentional 2026 too, of just doing what I say I'm going to do, because it's better in the long run. So there was a show I was on a couple weeks ago, and I was like, I don't really want to go, and I could easily cancel. But I'm like, I'm going to go. I'm going to get outside the house. It'll be better for me in the long run. Maybe I go and I bomb, but still I get to talk to people. I get to be social, And that's a better way to live your life, I think, But it is true. It's something that, like, my generation, I'm a Gen Z technically, we have to get better at. We have to relearn, Yeah.
Yep.
That was good. This was fun. I like these.
Oh yeah,
I might purchase
love doing
this.
These. Yeah, it's fun.
Wow, this is really good. Actually, I love a good question.
You are. Have you done other comedy festivals?
Yeah, no, actually. So speaking of the pandemic, I've had a weird, like a better career. Very, very blessed to do so, but. I got picked up for the road with Sinbad again, probably 2018.
Okay.
Right? And so I at that time, Sinbad reached out to me at a time where I was like, I don't know what else to do with stand-up. Because I think the goal from North Carolina is, a headliner comes, they like you to take you on the road. And I just did everything I knew to do. And then I lost a lot of favor when Helium ended up buying Good Nights, right? Shout out to Helium Network, great network comedy clubs. And I just lost a lot of favor, and I didn't really know what to do. And I would go up do spots, but it was just weird, And so I was kind of like, I was in school and I was doing ministry, and I was like, well, I kind of would, do that. And then Sinbad, reached out. It was actually super cool. We ended up doing a show in Charlotte, North Carolina. This is where I feel like I'm blessed because it's happenstance. His regular opener, his name's Chance Anthony, he ended up getting a TV show that he had to, actually he had a college that weekend. He just so happened to have a college that he had to do. And Sinbad just so happened to be in Charlotte. So he was like, what's that kid's name? Oh, Caleb. He's like, I'll call Caleb, see if he can come open. So I worked with him in Charlotte. And then for Christmas, he ended up sending me some luggage. Sinbad did, yeah.
Oh.
And on the card for the luggage, it said, get ready to go on the road. And so that's how he asked me to,
That's sweet.
And
it's
he
like
kinda,
a prom, what is it, what do they call it?
The promposals.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like tour prosal.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
It was very sweet. And that's like, just lit another fire in me, I was just so grateful to do that. But because of that, I was torn a lot. So I was working. And so I missed a lot of festival stuff. I just didn't. I was just like,
okay,
I'm going to work that weekend. Until 2020, the year before, I had gotten into about 4 festivals in 2020. Like, yeah, it was probably 4 or 5 of them.
Oh, man.
And then, of course, the pandemic happened. So, I did the Raleigh Comedy Festival one time. That was 2018, right before.
Okay.
Sinbad, maybe March 2018. And then other than that, I never really applied.
Yeah.
I applied that one year, had a whole bunch, didn't do them. I got into Rogue Island one time, couldn't do it. I was working. And so I'm excited for Moontower.
Yeah, and Moontower, as you've no doubt learned by now, it is not a submission. It is you get handpicked.
Yes.
Which is a pretty cool thing.
And it's super cool too. I have no idea how it happened even. The booker reached out to me, and then I reached out to my team, and then they were like, "Yeah, you definitely should do it. We don't know how you got it, but yeah." So it was pretty cool. I think Chandy had something to do with it. I'm pretty sure, and she's very sweet, and she's been very great to me. And so I haven't talked to her about it, nor thanked her, and I need to talk to her, but.
They do a really impressive job of having a good eye on the scene.
Yeah, it's unbelievable actually. Because I'm like, it just came out of nowhere. So I was so excited to get the email, and I was present for it last year. I wasn't in it, but I attended the after parties. My reps were here, Okay. And then I also I did one industry showcase for the festival last year.
Okay.
Which is super awesome. So I'm excited to be in one this year, which is super cool.
Yeah, and one of the best. It's you're going to see so much comedy. They like to describe it from the comics perspective that it's basically like going to a comedy summer camp.
That's fun.
They really take care of you. And,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and to be just to do a festival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finally.
I know, right? I know.
All these experiences you've had.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I've been blessed too to like, this is where I also think I'm blessed is like I've opened for people for a long time. And that's, now stand up is different. Like the ceiling is a lot higher. There's more arena acts with just comedy than there's ever been.
Yeah.
There's more theater acts than there's ever been, like in 08, 09 when I started, like stand up wasn't this big thing that it was, the arena acts were kings of comedy. It was blue collar comedy.
Yeah.
The theater acts were Seinfeld. It was a few and far in between.
Yeah.
And now there's people you've never heard of selling 1,500 tickets, in all the markets. But because of that, though, it helps younger comics on the come up be able to make some kind of income, some kind of living. And so I've been able to do that. And I feel like I do that very well. Being clean, too, is I'm not going to step on anything that anyone else is saying, most likely. And I'm a pretty good hang. I don't smoke or drink, so I'm not going to be, thrown up on the tour bus or arguing with the staff. And so it's a good thing for comedy all around, because now I feel like I've met a lot of people that get the opportunity to open, and that gives them some more stability on their way to headlining and making a name, building a name for themselves. So yeah, this is the first year I feel like I really get to dive into, really being a headliner. You know, when I close my sets after headlining, I always say, I'm a baby headliner and thank y'all so much for coming out, because that means nobody knows me, and I'm so blessed that people are even in the room, And so I feel like I'm really get to grow this year into that, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. It's exciting to have you in town, because there's a lot of bravado in this town since Rogan and Hinchcliffe moved here. I think there's that whole bro comedy thing that is very present in the scene that wasn't as present in the scene before.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see somebody that's a little more humble, but still brings you could be just as funny as
thank you.
any of those very bravado type of comedy performers. So everybody needs to be booking you.
Oh, that's very sweet. Thank you.
I'm curious what, because you were touring so much, even as opening for somebody else, for somebody that was raised in the country, what was that experience? What do you feel like you learned by performing comedy in so many different parts of the country?
This is what I'm about to say is very deep.
Okay, let's go.
But we talked about it a little bit. I just came from church, so I'm feeling really spiritual. But they talked about it a little bit this morning. But I feel like social media does such a good job at putting people against each other. And you think like, these people in this area are going to treat you this way, or these people in this area is going to be this kind of way. And you get every place has a stereotype. Every place has some kind of positive and negative connotation to it, or how the people are. That, for the most part, is not true.
Yeah.
Most people are nice.
Yep.
Most people are polite. Most people you run into are going to be kind. Most people won't mind if you speak to them. Most people want to have fun, And so I think we have to do a better job at remembering, like, the enemy is not one another, regardless of creed or where you come from or what you believe.
Yeah.
It's truthfully not, Like I something I'm proud of is, and I think stand-up does such a good job of this, there's so many different ideas and the way people think that I can call, like, my friends. Like, I have so many friends where I'm like, oh, these people think completely different from me and from each other. And I had a friend the other day just say something absurd about a area. And I was like, one, you've never been there. And I can tell you've never been there because by the way you're talking about it. And two, this is not true. This is something you made up because you watch social media and social media told you that this is the enemy and there's the enemy. And none of that is true across the board, across the country.
Yeah.
Most people are nice. Yeah. Most people are trying to mind their business. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that's something that I like.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably the biggest thing. It's not stand-up related. You know, I wish it was. But yeah. When I go most places, most people are cool.
Yeah.
And then I still have places where I'm like, man, I hate it there. Everybody's
Name
racist.
him, Caleb. I want to see you be like mean. I'm gonna get you to be mean one day.
That's so funny. No, it's yeah. But most people are. It's all good, man. That's what I think.
Yeah. Well, you kind of exude the it's the old John. No, not John Lennon, or maybe it was his lyric, but the old Beatles. What is it? The love you make is equal to the love you take, and it's like this whole like give and take of the energy that you exude out into the world. If it is a positive energy, and I guess if it's a negative energy too, will be returned to you.
Yeah.
So if you're putting out like this very kind energy out there, then kindness will return to you.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I try my best.
Yeah, you're doing a great job.
Well, thank you.
We haven't even talked about the fact that you are the youngest person, and I got to watch the Dry Bar Comedy Special.
Lord.
So.
My gosh!
You were no longer a teenager when you recorded that.
Yeah.
But you beat out the previous person by 2 years. You were 22, which is it still the record?
I think so. Yeah.
Wow.
Keith Stubbs owns Dry Bar. He's a good friend of mine too. He owns like the Wise Guys too out there, and I still hold the record. I think as thus far.
Yeah,
I'm sure somebody could beat me easily, but
Yeah.
I was 22. I wasn't that young. I look a little younger, but I was 22.
Yeah. I mean, 22, but half of your age has been performing stand up at that
That's
point.
True. Yeah.
That's pretty remarkable.
Yeah. Thank you. I don't know what to. I just don't know what to say.
You probably don't think about it because it's just what you've lived.
Yeah. I think so. I also don't feel like, and this is okay. This is being an artist. I don't think the special is that great. Like, it did pretty good, but that special came out like after the pandemic, and yeah, I was But Cam Bartram, he's a good friend of mine. He, I think I just said his last name wrong, but I think it's Bertram. He was 24 when he did his, and he's a great comic too. His is phenomenal. If you get a chance to go watch that one instead of mine. But yeah, I did have the opportunity to do a special. It was super cool.
Yeah,
that was super cool. That was something that at the time I really wanted. I thought I wasn't gonna get.
Yeah,
and I remember getting the email back that I was gonna shoot a Dry Bar, and I was super excited.
I mean, it seems like it would be such a slam dunk for you to do it if you are
at the time,
a clean
for sure.
comic.
Yeah.
And yeah, it seems.
Yeah. At the time, it's interesting. What happens is a lot of times, like, and this is where I think, being blessed and luck comes in again. Like, a lot of things that pop you or move your career forward is a little bit of when you get in. And what happens is often with different platforms, unfortunately, this is just how it goes. They just get saturated quickly, eventually, especially like a platform like Dry Bar, because it takes clean comics. You're going to go through a certain amount of people, and then you keep cranking them out, for content, And because of that, like Dry Bar was a cooler credit, I'd say, like a bigger credit. It had a little more weight to it.
Yeah.
2018, 2019, because it was just popping. It was brand new. And so I thought, I was like, man, this junk about to go up, And then a good friend of mine now, she's kind enough to take me on the road, but her name is Leanne Morgan.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, do you love her?
She is one of our very early interviews.
You're kidding.
We post these episodes audio only to YouTube.
Yeah.
She is the single reason that anybody ever looks up Comedy Wham.
Oh, that's awesome.
Her episode, it's 81,000.
Yeah.
Have listened to that episode.
That's unbelievable.
We love her. Absolutely.
Gosh,
love her.
that's so awesome.
And we watched her grow up basically at Cap City.
Yeah.
Before she just
Gosh, that's unbelievable.
And the kindest person.
The kindest person, the most genuine person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like she took me on the road too. We were on the road probably 2022, majority 2022. And I try to learn something from everybody, I think. And I think Sinbad taught me a lot about the craft and how to be everything I feel like I know about stand-up I owe to him.
Yeah.
But Leanne, her biggest thing I think I took away was she makes everyone else around her feel like the star.
Yep.
And it's such a natural thing she has. She truthfully loves people. She truthfully loves to stop and talk and hear about people's day and what they're going through and gossip with them.
Yep.
And that's something that you can't fabricate. You can't, she's just natural like that. And I was like, I want to try my best to be like that, to be that invested in people, to love people that much, to want to hear about people's stories. Yeah. And she does it no matter what. I mean, that's her default setting. Truly so kind, truly so go with the flow, so genuine. I cannot say enough good things about Leanne Morgan. And let me say this, super funny.
Oh, of course.
Oh my gosh, she's so funny.
Yeah.
And she again has that, what somebody talked about, lives the craft. She just knows everything about her that makes her so funny. When we would talk, when she'd tell a story, when she'd comment on something, I mean, she would constantly crack me up. It was so much fun. Yeah. And I haven't talked to her in a long time since her birthday. I need to talk to her again. But yeah.
Yeah.
She's
she
awesome.
got her start in Texas, in San Antonio.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But why did I? Oh yeah. So we met, and she, I said I have a dry bar coming out. I'm super excited. I think we were together like January of the pandemic, maybe right before the pandemic.
Okay.
Maybe January. And she was like, it'll be good. It's a credit. It won't push tickets. And I appreciate that. That was very genuine. It didn't, which was good. Sometimes you have to know what to expect.
Yeah.
Like some people's did really good, but even the ones I've heard that blew up, didn't have the same impact on ticket sales that you would hope. And that's okay. That's how it goes. It takes a lot of building, takes a lot of exposure for people to see you and to want to buy. But yeah, I'm super proud of it. I'm super glad I did it. I'm glad it's over. I won't do another one. So thankful to Dry Bar. But yeah, I was the youngest person to do that. And it's a good to be on film too for the first time, to have the pressure of recording something and trying to get it right, and you only get 2 takes and you get the makeup. Now I'm much more comfortable and know what to expect. Yeah. I've done other things now too, which is good. And so it was very helpful. I'm glad I did it. Yeah.
What is ahead for the very long career of Caleb Elliott?
Oh my gosh, that's a good question. I don't even know if I can talk about this, but I'm going to say it. I shot a thing. Oh
yeah, be careful, but I'll edit out.
I don't know.
Yeah, because I there's an episode that's coming out today where I had to edit because she wasn't sure she could say stuff.
I always feel like NDAs are made up. But I also
nobody listens to this podcast, Caleb.
No, that's crazy.
You can say pretty much anything.
I'm trying to have my episode compete with Leanne, so I don't know about that. I'm trying to get up there with her.
There's a throwdown. There you go. Now the mean side's coming out.
Yeah, a little competition. I'll say this. I was a part of a project. That's suppose it's coming out on Netflix, which is super exciting. Yeah. It's not a special of mine by any means, but it was involving me doing stand up.
Nice.
Coming out on Netflix. Hopefully, very excited. I could get cut from it. I could get cut from every scene. That's always a possibility. People don't, But that's something I'm super excited for. Yeah. Just to have that credit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tour off that till I die. Yeah. And then socials, like this year, I was like, I'm gonna be intentional about trying to build my socials. And every time I talk to people, I feel like a lot of people believe in me, and I'm so grateful for it, because I think they do more so than I do. And that's people's biggest I'll say complaint is like in a good way. They're like, we want to see more of you, and we want to see you on socials, and we want to be able to take your personality home with us and be more exposure. And so I'm going to be intentional about doing that this year. And I'm excited. I've been looking forward to it. I've been posting a little bit on TikTok, and figuring out that world. And I'm late to it all, you know, like I'm on there scrolling all the time, but actually putting out content, creating content. I'm excited to like focus on that more and hopefully sell more tickets. But I'm blessed.
Find that balance. Just find that balance, because you know that going too far is not great for you either.
100%. 100%.
So the goal is you get big enough that you can outsource this.
Yeah.
So that somebody else can do all that for you.
That would be fantastic.
And then you can be like, phone away.
Yeah,
I'm gonna live life now.
100%. Oh my gosh, that would be so fantastic. But yeah, I think that the stand-up is I'm blessed that it's my job, and I think a part of the job is getting exposure, getting credits, selling more tickets, Mm-hmm. But I'm in a good place. I still love the 20 people in the red room. Like, I still have fun doing that. I really do. I really do.
That's good.
Like when I still go, I can't believe that I get to do this, and I think that's the right attitude to have. Like everything else after that is just, I'm super grateful for it. I'm serious. Yeah. So hopefully, that 20 turns into 40 and then turns into 100. But I just want to keep getting good at the craft, keep trying to make people laugh.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for whatever's to come.
Very nice. Are there other projects that you want to promote before we wrap up?
No.
Okay.
I want to try to run a monthly pretty soon.
Oh, nice.
I want to do something with music and stand up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and a lot of people have attempted, but I think I think I have something in my head that I'm really excited to try to bring to life. And this year I'm like, I might as well go ahead and do it. I'm looking forward to it. So, and I was thinking about doing it here. I like this room so much.
Fallout is great.
I like the room so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really do.
Yeah.
So yeah, be on the lookout for a show, me doing a show.
We'd both have shows here.
Okay, that'd be fire. Yeah, that would be fire. Yeah, either I'm thinking May or June, in the summer when I'm not on the road, to like be around a little more. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, and then we'll keep typing my name in on Netflix and see if anything pops up.
Okay. I want to add, this is going to be, again, it's in the introduction. There's detours along the way. This is something that I want to go back to and ask from the very start of our conversation. You mentioned that your family is, there's a lot of like jockeys.
Oh yeah.
What is something that anybody that's a comedy fan needs to know about the life, the jockey life, that they may not realize?
That's a good question. It's very dangerous. Yeah, like I was always very afraid of horses. They're really big 1,000-pound animals running at 30 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And it's just very dangerous. I mean, all my uncles have not almost died, but gotten close or hurt themselves and a lot of you get kicked. You can get kicked by him. I saw someone get kicked one time when I was younger. I don't know if he made it, but no, I'm playing. He's alive. But I'm kidding. No, he's fine. But yeah, it's very dangerous. The thing I like about horses, and I can't work. I'm actually allergic now, which is so crazy.
Wow,
it's unbelievable.
Never heard of that.
It's crazy. I can't believe it.
Wow.
I went to a rodeo like last year, and we got to, a friend of mine was doing it, so I was like with the people riding the horses and got to hang out with them and stuff like that. And I just I had to take a Benadryl.
Wow.
Like I started to, my throat started to close up. It's crazy. I don't know how. I feel like I was away from them so long. I just gained an allergy from it. But something that I like about horses is the power. They if you really spend time with the animals, they're so powerful, and it's something to be respected. I think when you work with them and ride them, they're like big dogs. I'd say they're big dogs and like dragons. Have you ever watched like Game of Thrones?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so something like Well, I've never seen Game of Thrones actually, but I love House of the Dragon. That's so funny. No, I've never seen Game of Thrones. I love, however, House of the Dragon. Have you seen House of the Dragon?
I love that one too.
So good. And so something about House of the Dragon is when they ride the dragons have a mind of their own. Like they still can do whatever they want, but because they're trained and have a relationship with them, they choose to do what the writer says. And that's horses. Like horses are, They get scared and they're big
Yeah.
animals and they can decide to do what they want, but then they're just trained
Yeah.
to listen. It's a unique relationship
Yeah.
because they're really powerful, and riding that fast is really dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe it. I actually had full circle. You saying that reminds me that I took a trip, and one of the things that you could do on this trip is ride a horse along this gorgeous beach.
Yeah.
And the horse was very calm the entire time,
Mhm.
but as we were heading back to the stables, it just decided to go on a full-on race
Oh my
with
gosh.
itself. And I had never ridden a horse,
Yeah.
and I was so terrified, but I just knew, okay, you hang on.
Yeah.
You stay seated. You just hang on to
Yeah.
dear life.
No,
And
that's terrifying.
that is, yeah.
Yeah.
Never have taken for granted the power of a horse
Yeah.
from that. But,
And it's very, yeah, they're just beautiful animals,
Yeah.
very cool animals.
yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to close up with my final question for you.
Okay.
And that is one word to describe your future.
I'm going to do the one I thought of. Bright.
Oh,
It feels so cheap, but I really feel that way.
Yeah.
You know, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited for us to come, especially this year.
yeah.
Yeah. Really
Yeah.
looking forward to it.
Definitely sounds like some big things happening for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm excited that hopefully I can still see you headline at the Red Room.
Girl, you come
That's
on
a great-
anytime you want.
I love the big room, but there is something to me magical about the Red Room.
The Red Room is way better than the big room. Anybody that says that other way is just got a door deal and they like the main
I
room.
agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
But the Red Room I think it's the best room in Austin.
Yeah,
There's not a room I like more
yeah,
than that Red Room, and I'm genuinely saying that.
yeah.
Yeah, I've done
good.
everything.
Yeah, and you've
it's great.
toured all over, so you know.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. It's just great. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, that is a wrap on Comedy Wham presents Caleb Elliott. Caleb, tell us where we can find you on social media.
Oh my
And,
gosh, you guys can find me most everywhere at Caleb Elliott Comedy, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Yeah, just be on the lookout. Thank y'all.
All right. Well, we hope you've enjoyed learning about how Caleb got to be the comedic genius that you are today, just as much as I have. This has been Comedy Wham presents Caleb Elliott. I think since we were referencing the House of Dragons and Game of Thrones,
Yeah.
this has been Comedy Wham presents Caleb Elliott the Humble. I'm Valerie, and that's been funny. Thank you, Caleb.
Thank y'all.